Yeah, I agree 100%. And sometimes you don't need language. Like a lot of the videos we see on TikTok are about funny social stuff or funny games or funny acts or
Mm.
things that people are doing that don't need words. And that make it much more easier for us to enjoy and would explain why this is happening.
Mm.
The latest surveys here in the US, like for TikTok, there was last year there was kind of a large amount, like almost 50% of the population was saying yes, we should do a ban because we're worried about China spying on us and whatever. When they repeated these surveys, now it's down to like 30%, 25%. So like it seems like it was only a temporary concern that is going away. Like it's a very small chunk of the country
Mm.
is behind just blocking TikTok.
I travel between the United States and China often. It always gave me an impression that the Chinese audience knows more about America than the American know about China, mainly because of the Americans were not interested in China lifestyle before. So they're going back to Andy's point at the very beginning, whether this is a rebellious act or people just got curious of the Chinese style of living. If they tried out RedNote and if they stay, then I think they are genuinely curious about China's way of living. But if they join RedNote, then the ban is lifted, then they left. Then maybe Andy's right. It's just pure rebellious play. So
Mm.
I would find that very interesting. But now more and more American people are getting more and more interested in China. That's the fact that I can sense. I think the image of a country is portrayed in a centralized way. For example, the major media would portray China in a way to the US audience. So they get an impression of that. But now with TikTok and RedNote, the perception becomes distributed. So it's point to point.
I think this has been an unintended but enormous breakthrough in people-to-people relations between China and
Definitely.
the United States. And this has completely backfired against the US government because there's a significant number of people on TikTok and on RedNote, Americans, saying that they've been lied to all these years about China and that they're angry. I mean, I would call it faux angry, and that they're making fun of the U.S. government for lying to them for so long about China.
This is about controlling the propaganda and controlling the messages in the way you would like. And the US was not able to control what's happening in TikTok in the same way that they could on X.com and Instagram and others. And that is the precursor exactly behind why this happened, the way
Yeah.
it's happened.
So certainly, learning is happening on both sides, and I think you're right that the way of communicating the choices, let's say, that are available are certainly different in the U.S. as they are in China.